Hello and welcome to another stone reform video. Today I'm going to be taking you through a tutorial on how to map local routes to quarries using GIS software. So first things first, you're going to want to open up our GIS file that we produced. So this file showcases all of the different quarries, active and inactive in the UK, and the different protected landscapes, which are shown in green. So the idea is with this software is that you'll be able to come on here using our quarries layer to determine the closest routes to any site of your choosing. So for example, in this example, we're going to be using Liverpool as a case study, the Liverpool waters. So first thing first, you're going to want to come over to this quarries categorized layer, which I've hovered over here. Right click that, open attribute table. So then when you're on this screen, you're going to want to look towards the top bar where you see this little expression symbol. So you can select that symbol. And then when you get onto this page, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. It's all about creating the right formula. So for this specific use, all you're going to need to do is go onto fields and values and then scroll down to lithology. So that's the rock type, which we're going to be inputting. So once you've got this, all you want to do is come back out of that and come down to operators. So when you're on operators, this basically tells the GIS software what we're looking for. So in this situation, we will select like, which means that the software will identify any words or any quarries that sound like the one that we're inputting. So then you're going to want to copy the same format that I write here. So it's going to be percentage. And then for this example, I'm going to use limestone as a case study. So you'd select, you'd write limestone in here, then another percentage sign. So this is the formula that your formula is going to look like. And then once you've done this, all you do is click select features. So as you can see, if we back out of this, 297 quarries have been highlighted on this page, on the quarries categorized page. So following on from this, what you're going to want to do is minimize this tab, and then we're going to do a network analysis. So you can see on here basically all of these quarries which are highlighted in yellow. These are all of the limestone quarries in the UK. So what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to click on network analysis, and then you would like to go on shortest path layer to point. So when you're on here using this vector layer option, you want to use roads, which is our predefined layer here. The A roads is basically all of the smaller roads taken out of it, and just the A roads for visual purposes, but ignore this layer for now. And then you're going to want to click on, so this should already be set for you, quarries categorized. So if you click selected features only, this is quite an important part because it selects all of the highlighted quarries. And then the end point, if you click these three little dots and select the site, so we're going to select Liverpool, and then you just click run. So this will start building a graph, and this may take a little bit of time because of the amount of quarries that you've inputted. But for the sake of the demonstration purposes of this video, I'm not going to wait through this time. So I've already done this. I've already had it loading. So if I close out of this and I click on this layer, which basically once that finishes, it'll generate a new layer for you. And that's this layer here. So when I click this layer, as you can see, each of these lines that have been produced are the distances to each of the limestone quarries in the UK. So the reason why this information is quite important is because if you go back onto the attribute table for this, oh sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. So if I double click on this, and at the top of your screen where it says single symbol, you can change this to graduated. And if you hit classify, oh sorry, you need to go on value, and then you need to click on cost. So cost is the distance. So then if we click classify now, this will classify it in terms of the distance, so from the shortest distance to the longest distance. So if we hit apply, come back out, as you can see, the lighter colour lines are the shorter distances to the quarries, and the darker reds are the further quarries away. So this is good for visual purposes to see exactly how visually which quarries are further away, and obviously, you can change the colours on this as you wish. But the reason why this is quite important for us to use is you come back onto the attribute layer, you scroll all the way across, and you see cost at the end. So if this isn't in the right order, you can just click this cost option. So you can see here, this first one, and this is in meters. So 32,691 meters is the shortest distance. And then if you scrolled all the way down to the bottom, the furthest distance would be 392,000 meters. So we're not interested in the furthest one away. We're interested in the shortest one. And I'd probably say you look at the first 10, dependent on where your site is. But obviously, the closest site, the better. It's just dependent on the quality of the stone at this quarry. So as you can see here, the closest quarry is Quarry Farm in Flint. So yeah, that's pretty much all that you need to use this software for. And we've also generated a Excel spreadsheet where you would input this cost data in, the distance, in order to work out the total operational and embodied carbon of the transportation cost of the stone from quarry to site. So moving on from this, Toby is going to be explaining that in the next segment of this tutorial. So I'll pass you over to Toby.
Thank you very much for those figures, Matt. So now we're going to input these into the data. So we're going to start with how many meters cubed of limestone we want in the project. And in the case of the Liverpool Waters project, we've got 15,430 meters cubed of limestone. Then we're going to take Matt's figures. We've chosen the top 10 closest limestone quarries, input those into the table. And the table actually does everything for you, but just to go through it, calculates how many miles those meters go into, as well as the cost of transport per meter cubed of material, and then the overall cost of transport, as well as the amount of kilograms CO2 equivalent that this is associated with. So this table then allows us to choose which quarry we want to go for, and we go back to Matt's GIS to find which quarry these figures associate with.